Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Barcelona's financial situation. It has been announced earlier today that Barcelona's salary limit has gone from 204 million euros, which was back in February of this year, to now 426 million euros. And there is going to be a salary update in February 2025, which will be right after the winter transfer window. So in this video, I am going to be discussing the details behind what led towards this huge margin and how Barcelona were able to increase their salary limit. We're also going to be talking about the journey of Joan Laporta and the type of things Barcelona had to go through in the past 4 to 5 years. We're also going to be having more clarification on whether we can register Dani Olmo or not. And lastly, speak about what the future of this club is going to be like and what type of club we do want to be. So all of this is great news in the end. It's going to be a very detailed video. I hope you guys do enjoy this one. And I'm also going to be adding in some further updates on Gavi and Ansu Fati. And so let's get straight to it. As you can see here on this picture, this is going to be La Liga's salary limits as of September 2024. We have Real Madrid, who is in first place with a salary limit of 754.9 million euros. Barcelona comes in second with 426.4 million euros. Atletico Madrid come in third with Real Sociedad, Villarreal, and Real Betis following right after that. First of all, it does amaze me to see that our salary limit is this high without us finally not selling any of our future assets. We were able to do this organically and through good work, thanks to Joan Laporta and his financial advisors. The fact that he was able to do this before the Nike deal, before the opening of the Spotify Camp Nou that is going to be opening at 60% capacity, can you imagine what our wage bill might look like by the time we do head towards September 2025? I do think that Barcelona can finally come in with positive, massive results that is definitely going to help Joan Laporta in the elections, because by September 2025, it's going to be a much different time. Seeing the numbers right now gives me a lot of optimism of what Barcelona can do with another 9 to 10 months by completing other deals. So I understand that many here are new, and I want to give you guys more clarification on what this means. La Liga has an economic control department that sets a total squad cost limit for every club each season. This salary limit ultimately does depend on how much revenue you do come in with, and also combining the debt and expenditures. And these type of announcements do get made twice a year. And for the first time in a very long time, Barcelona come out with massive results, which is again 426.4 million euros. And here are going to be one of the factors that are considered by La Liga in order to make up what's going to be their salary limit. So it does include, once again, the expected revenues and outgoings for the coming season, but also profits and losses from the previous years. It also does include overhead cost, non-player contracts, current savings, any existing debt payments, investments, and sources of external financing. And so once you are given this squad cost limit, you can spend this money on first team players, first team coaches, assistant coaches, the head physio, etc. And Barcelona have been doing a massive job when it comes to reducing the salary bill, letting go of players who earn a lot of money. They have also done a great job of injecting more income to this club. Keep in mind that Barcelona are coming off of multiple seasons where they were over the salary limit, which is the reason why Barcelona had a very tough time not being able to sign the players that we do want. And we're not the only clubs that are suffering like this. Like, there has been 9 other clubs in La Liga that went over the salary limit, like Sevilla, Espanyol, Real Valladolid, Real Betis. There's a lot of teams. It's just a shame to hear that Barcelona has to be one of those teams that is over the salary limit, yet we do produce the most income. And this is what it did look like over the past 4 to 5 years in terms of what was the salary limit and how much we had to pay in terms of wages, which really did kill us. Back in 2021, when Joan Laporta first did enter, in the summer, Javier Tebas said, your salary limit is only going to be 98 million euros. And that was a summer where Barcelona were about to pay 273 million euros in wages. So they went way past their salary limit, and Barcelona knew that they were screwed. This is the reason why Barcelona only could have depend on free transfers. And that is why in the winter of the 2021-2022 season, our salary limit was negative 144 million. Yes, you guys heard that right. It was negative 144 million because, once again, the salary limit that was given by Javier Tebas was 98 million euros, yet our wage bill was at 273 million. So we went on to the next season, which was the summer of 2022. Joan Laporta had a different plan. He knew that Barcelona can no longer move like this. Something needed to be done. We could not go in through another transfer window with a negative balance. And so in that summer, it was reported that Javier Tebas gave us a 656 million euro wage bill. Now you may ask, how did we come up that much? How does that even make sense? Let's remember, in the summer of 2022, that was the exact same summer Joan Laporta said, we're going to be pulling all the levers. endeavors, like all of them. We're going to be selling broadcasting rights. We're going to be selling a portion of Barca Studios. We're also going to be selling other assets and more. And that is why our wage bill skyrocketed. And it really did help us because the wage bill at that time for the 2022-2023 season was 260 million euros. Yes, it was less than what Barcelona had to pay for in Joan Laporta's first season, but still, it was a lot of money and we needed a good margin between the salary limit and how much we had to pay in terms of salaries. This margin that we had in this difference was the reason why Joan Laporta was able to sign Jules Koundé, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Kessié, Christensen to really reinforce the squad and to give Xavi Hernandez the players that he did need. And let me tell you, this was a great investment because this was the exact same year Barcelona won La Liga. Now here's the thing, because it went so well for Barcelona, because Barcelona were able to bring in so many reinforcements, do you know what happened a couple of months after the 2022 summer transfer window did close? In November 2022, La Liga clubs voted to change the rules, meaning the money that you do raise through sales of future assets, which is what Barcelona did, right, is mostly not counted within the salary limit calculations. They said that we cannot do this no more, and Javier Tebas did say, it's fine, let's make this a rule. Let's make sure that whatever any club ever does in La Liga that sells, their future assets, let's make sure that this is no longer counted to go into your salary limits. And this is the reason why Barcelona's salary limit fell back down again following the next transfer window. So we go into the 2023-2024 season and we go into that summer, which was summer 2023, our salary limit was 270 million euros, while our wage bill was at 219 million euros. So the margin got very close. It got very small. We were able to, yes, pay for our players, but we could not bring in big time players. We couldn't bring in the players that we do want. Let's say if it was a Erling Haaland or a Julian Alvarez, Barcelona could not do that. And that is why Barcelona were able to sign someone like Gundogan for free while giving him a good salary. And also with Oriol Romeu coming in at a good price. But Barcelona could basically not do anything. And then following in the winter of the 2023-2024 season, our salary limit yet again went back down to 204 million euros. So we were very limited. And once again, this is the reason why Barcelona only relied on free transfers. So then we go on to the 2024-2025 season where we are at today. And like we have previously did state, our salary limit is now at 426 million euros, more than double of what we had last summer. And we get, once again, like I have said, we have done this organically. And this is for sure going to allow us to register Andreas Christensen and Dani Olmo. Maybe not fully, maybe we are not there yet. Maybe we might have some complications in December or in January, but for sure it does help at the very least. We are getting closer to finally achieving normality. Keep in mind, if you look at our salary bill of this season, we are at 202 million euros, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but our salary bill continues to decrease season over season. We started back in 2021 with 270. Now we are at 202, almost at 199 million euros. We have reduced our wages, increased our income, and complied with whatever restrictions Javier Tebas was giving us, which is why we have been gifted a salary limit of 426 million euros. It makes a lot of sense. The margin that we do have in terms of the salary limit and how much we spend on wages is insane. So Barcelona is very close on achieving the 1-1 rule. I also want to clarify this rule too, right? Because once again, I know that there are new people coming in every day and I want to have you guys up to date on this. So going back to what I did state earlier in the video, the salary cap in itself is based off revenue, expenditure, and debt. If you have huge debt, if you have huge wages and your revenues are not matching your wages or debts, then you are going to be very restricted. Javier Tebas will say, no, you have too much money that you do owe. You cannot be allowed to spend more money out there in the market. So you are not going to be on the 1-1 rule. So basically, you're going to have to sell about 3 players to achieve 1. And so let me give you guys another example on how the salary cap does work. Imagine you do have $100 to spend for a big party. Okay, you have $100 and you're hosting a big party, but you also need to spend $30 to pay for things, right? Like for example, the rent or electricity that has nothing to do about the decorations of the party to make it look well. So what you actually have is $70 left to spend on that party. That $30 went away automatically from that $100 because the $30 automatically had to go to, once again, the rent or electricity, things that people don't even see or at least see as important, right? You have expenses. So that $70 that you do have left, that's basically your salary cap, the maximum amount you can use for party things. So when people like Joan Laporta or Tebas talk about the 1-1 rule, they mean that for every dollar you do save, you can spend that same amount. So if you save $7 on food, for example, because there was a huge discount, you can now spend that extra $7 that you never used on other things like decorations or music. Or maybe if you want to generate more income to help you on the party, you can sell your toys, you can sell your PS5, 25, you can sell your laptop, right? Selling the assets like what Barcelona were doing. You can sell yourself on OnlyFans, generate more income, and maybe come out with $20. And you can use that $20 that you have generated now to be spending on that party. The 1-1 rule is just all about how much extra you can spend after saving or earning more money. And so that's basically it. And I hope that Barcelona end up going down the correct path because it's very important. I can't wait to see how Barcelona do act once they have the Nike deal, the Spotify Camp Nou that is going to be fully opening by next year. We also have the pending payments for Barca Studios. The goal is to be in a position where you can compete for signings. We want to be able to do that. Now, I'm not saying that Barcelona should be a club where we can repeat what Bartomeu did back in his era. No, I'm saying that we should sign stars within positions that we do lack in, right? We cannot be a club that just signs stars and that's it, with no emphasis on the youth. We want to be a team, right? This Barcelona club, we want to be able to depend on La Masia first. And if a position is lacking, we can just go to the market and say, we want to sign this player for 95 million euros, no problem. Barcelona needs to be that. And I know that Joan Laporta is working towards that. Ideally, I would like to see Barcelona, looking at the route that we are going to, ideally for me, in my opinion, I would like to see Barcelona sign Musiala in the summer of 2025 and go into the summer of 2026 and sign Erling Haaland. You may say, Kevin, that sounds too fantasy. It sounds very unachievable. No, it's not. Real Madrid did the exact same thing under the same restrictions from Javier Tebas, signing Tchouaméni, Camavinga the next year, then signing Bellingham the next year, then signing Vinicius, and then signing Kylian Mbappe the next year. That is how you do build a squad slowly, and Barcelona once again have to compete with that. We must be in that position. And so in other news, according to Bild, it has also been stated that all the bonus payments from the Dembele transfer from Borussia Dortmund to Barcelona have been paid. Barcelona are officially done with all these payments, all these financial stress for the Dembele operation, right? The total sum amount that was paid was 148 million euros. That is a lot of money for a player that did not really give us a lot during his time at our club. So I hope that seeing things like this, seeing how much we paid, looking at what Dembele did for Barcelona, hopefully Joan Laporta learns from this. And the next time we do sign a big time player, we make sure that player does fit with us and is committed to us. Slowly but surely, Joan Laporta is taking out the poison away from this club. The poison that Bartomeu did inject a few years ago with all of these ridiculous transfers, spending money in a very irresponsible way. Barcelona are going back to where they should be. And this masterclass that we're seeing is being made by the one and only Joan Laporta. So now lastly, I do want to quickly give some updates on Gavi and Ansu and when we could expect Gavi and Ansu to return. It says here, according to Fernando Porto, that Hansi Flick wanted to include Ansu Fati in the team against Girona, but has changed his mind. They want to remain cautious and wait until he's done with full training sessions with the group. In this sense, it's now more likely we'll see his return against Monaco and not against Girona, and that's fine. If Hansi Flick does think that Ansu Fati is not ready, if he does not think that he is explosive yet, nor does he think that he is fit yet, we can wait. We have our players, we have Rafinha, we have Dani Olmo, we have a lot of options available. When Ansu Fati does return, we want him to return with a huge bang, to be part of this momentum that Barcelona is building. As for Gavi, it says here that club sources say that Gavi will not return onto the pitch until after the international break in October. And this is because nobody wants to rush things. Now, Gavi was seen to be training with the other players, right? And that was a huge deal because the last time we saw Gavi train with the other players has been like, I don't know, like a few months ago, I think. And so to see Gavi back onto the training pitch with his teammates, it was a very good thing to see because we want to see Gavi back into the squad as fast as possible, as long as he is 100% healthy. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.